Imagine this. Two people face the same problem. One sees a dead end, the other sees a lesson. Which one are you? Today we are going to look into the power of mindset, because mindset shapes how we live and how we are successful. Today we will be looking into understanding mindset, fixed mindset, or growth mindset. If you're joining, you're welcome to today's class, and you're welcome to the Becoming Academy. So today we want to look at something that is very interesting, like I said, having mindset, fixed mindset or growth mindset. You really need to understand and identify with yourself that which do you belong to. Do you have the growth mindset or you have the fixed mindset? While reading the book of Carol Dweck, which talks about growth and fixed mindset, she shared a very interesting story. She said that she was curious about how humans, how they cope with failure. And she decided to do a test with little children from the age of 10 years to 12 years. According to her, she went to a particular school, put the children in a very comfortable class, then gave them some puzzle to solve. The first set of the puzzle, according to her, was simple. Everyone did it with so much joy. The second stage of the puzzle was hard. And she sat down, looking at them, seeing how they would cope with the puzzle. They sat down there, and they were all working on their puzzle. She was looking at Mrs. Dweck, this is really, really challenging. This was the way she described it. She said, Mrs. Dweck, this is really, really challenging. You're welcome, sir. And she was so excited to see the joy on the boy's face. Did you say this is really challenging? And from one corner, she just saw a boy sweating profusely, and he said, Mrs. Dweck, I was really expecting this to be informative. She said, in her mind, she was surprised that what was in the mind of these children that made them to think this way. They were facing a particular problem, but at that moment, to them, they were not even facing any problem because they were learning. She said that in life, there are some people we call mentors. And these people, they point us to the direction where we have always longed to be. She said, from that day, these children were a mentor because they made her to realize that there is more to the way we think and the way we see situations. From that day onward, she started the research on mindset, which led to the writing of the book, Growth versus Fixed Mindset, and it was really a bestseller. Now, if you look into the story, you would see that there is an emphasis on the way you see things. There is an emphasis on failure. There is an emphasis on the way you perceive your environment. You really need to see yourself and look at it. In some ways, we have so many mindsets. You have mindsets concerning your body. You have mindsets concerning your finance. You have some certain beliefs concerning your spiritual life, concerning your marital life, concerning your health. Different mindsets. But as it is, when you are faced with all these mindsets, you really need to sit down and be sincere with yourself that which one of these mindsets is fixed and which one of this mindset is a growth mindset. Now, what are mindsets? Mindsets are sets of beliefs. They are your assumptions about a particular situation. Most times they are not true, but if you do not look into them and see the results that these mindsets are yielding for you, what will make you determine if a mindset is a growth mindset or is a fixed mindset? It is the end that will justify the means. So I really expect that in the next few minutes that we'll be spending here, I need your full attention. And if you really want to help your neighbor also, you can share the link so that others can join. My name is Mayowa Odekunle, and you're welcome to the Becoming Academy live session. All right. Now, if you look at it, we're talking about mindset. Mindset, we have fixed mindset and we have growth mindset. Now, there are some certain beliefs in which we all have. If you have faced, if you want to be sincere with yourself, there are some times where you'll be asked to do some things and you would say, no, I can't do it. Now, let me cite some examples of a fixed mindset for you. One of it is, if you fail, then you are not good. If you fail, you are not good. Now, this same woman, Shaz Carol Dweck, also shared a particular story again. She said that, imagine this scenario. Imagine you are a student. Imagine you are a student, right? And you went for a lecture, and this is one of your best courses, and you got to the class. You met with your professor. The professor gave you your results because you did a test last week, and in that test you had C plus. While you were still fuming about the results you got, you were not happy with it. You got out of your classroom or whatever, you got out from the place you normally receive your lecture, and you saw that your car, which you parked, has been towed because you did not park very well. You were so frustrated to an extent, and you decided to give your bestie a call to pour out your mind to your bestie. But why you still call your bestie? Your bestie brushed off everything that you said. At that moment, how would you feel? According to her, she asked some people this same question, this vignette, and some of them were like, how I would feel like I'm going to die. Some of them said, how definitely I must be a failure. Some of them said, no, I could kill myself. Some of them said, this is one of the worst days of their lives. Then she also asked another group of people. Those ones said, they would improve, probably read more on the course so that they can get better, probably have A in the next time they'll be doing the test. Then next time they would pack well. Then next time they will also call their friend, and if their friend struck them off, they would probably think that their friend is also going through a bad day. Now, if you look at this scenario, we have two different mindsets towards it. One feels entirely useless, while the other feels there is still a way. There was one story again that I heard of a particular student, a medical student in the United States, and she was sharing with her friend that, when they are in class, she always wants to tell her friends, when the lecturer asks them some questions, she sees everyone raising up their hands, but she always feels like, if I should raise up my hand and I say nonsense, everyone will see me that I'm so dumb. And the friend advised and told her that just try to, because really nobody really cares about what you think about yourself. Just try. And she brushed the idea off that I don't want to be seen as a dumb person. But later she came to the realization that there's no harm in giving it a try, and she called the friend and said, I think I'm going to give it a try. And she went for the lecture as usual. She saw that nobody was. When the lecturer asked the question, she stood up, said the wrong answer, and sat down. She did it the first time, the second time, and she started gaining her confidence. These examples shows the power of mindset. If you are someone, when you are in a situation, you see a dead end, you do not see a place where you can move forward, you have a fixed mindset. Now, there's definitely some things that you have fixed mindset about. They are more, like thousands of them, but you need to identify which particular one are not yielding good results. For example, if you are being challenged in your place of work and your supervisor said, I'm going to give you this slide, you are going to present it, make sure you study it, then you are going to present it during our board meetings. If you say, no, I'm not good at public speaking, I can't do this, that particular moment, you have put a peg on your mind. And one funny thing about this mindset is you will not see a way out at all. For people that have a fixed mindset, they see problem as something that is going to weigh them down completely. When they see others striving, probably their friends are doing well, they get jealous. They feel they are not enough. And sometimes also, people that have fixed mindsets, they see all their efforts being wasted. They feel, oh, I've put in a lot into this job and still nothing is coming forth from it. If you have this mindset, it will be difficult for you to move forward. But why is this? Why do people think like this? You need to know that as it is, we are formed by our background, our environment, the information we had access to, the kind of people we had access to, both from school, from your church, from your parents, from different environments. But the moment you begin to see that this mindset that I've built for such a long time, they are not yielding good results, then you need to start looking into it one after the other. Because the moment you look into it, you will identify those ones that you need to change. Mindset, because it is called mindset, there is a place for you to set it over and over again. Now, let's identify the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Now, for someone, let's use public speaking for example. I can say, I am not good at public speaking. But if you want to put your mind on the growth mindset, you would say, I am not good at public speaking yet. That word yet is very powerful because it is going to give you an avenue to know that there is an opportunity for you to learn. There is an opportunity for you to explore another part entirely. But the moment you say, I am not good at public speaking, your mind, your brain shuts down every options that can come to you. But the moment you say, I'm not good at public speaking yet, but I can give it a try, your mind begins to open up to different possibilities. This is how we are wired. This is how we are wired. So you need to look at yourself. What are those things that I have a fixed mindset on? Is it on your confidence? Is it concerning your career? Is it concerning your relationship? For when you even talk about relationship, for example, a romantic relationship, some people believe that when they meet their spouse or when they meet the love of their life, things are supposed to work perfectly. And the moment things begin to go in the wrong way, they feel, I think this person is not for me, because they expect things to just fall for them like a placard, a plaque of like a pack of card. They expect things to fall for them like a pack of card, but things do not happen this way. Now, for example, do you have people you always admire? Do you have people that you want to be like them? You feel these people do things easily. You feel these people, they it is so easy for her to talk to everyone. It is so easy. You need to see the way the husband and the wife cuddle, love up and do things. But you need to know that behind every result that you see were thousands and millions of efforts. Now, one thing that affects most of us is this: we love the results, we do not love the effort. For example, is it Isaac Newton now, the law of gravity? Maybe jokingly, that a apple fell upon his head, and that was how we discovered the law of gravity. As simple as that sound, it is not simple, because behind that example that you heard were days when he did some theories that didn't work, were days when he made some research and he didn't get what he wanted, were days that when he tried so many mathematics, physics, geography, geometry, say thousands and millions of them. So, but the only thing we celebrate is, oh, Isaac Newton. Please, if I'm not correct, kindly correct me in the comment section. The law of gravity, he just discovered it. Another example is also Thomas Edison. You know, when you think about Thomas Edison, the person that invented bulb electricity, you would feel, okay, he tried 1001 times. But do you also know that Thomas Edison had 30 men with him, a team of 30 men that were working together with him to make sure that we have light that we have today? So this is just to emphasize on the power of effort. There is the moment you feel things are supposed to work hard, you begin to judge yourself, and if I have to put a lot of effort into this thing, it means I'm not good enough for it. No, that is not true. You need to change that mindset. If you need to put effort into things, that is the right thing to do. It is because we always celebrate the results more than the effort. But if we begin to have a change of mind and see that the moment we celebrate effort better than results, it will help us to do better. The moment you celebrate the effort someone has put into a project, for example, let's say you look into a colleague's project, or you are a manager to someone, and you see the work that person has done, say, oh, this is really nice, you did a brilliant job. As good as that may sound, because you are giving the person a dopamine drive, the person will be happy with it, but it is better that you emphasize on the effort the person puts in place to get the job done. Because the moment you emphasize on the effort, it helps the person to know that, oh, it is not just about the results, it is also about the effort put into it. So when you begin to think of people that are excelling, people that are doing great things, you need to identify that these people, they put in lots of effort. Most people do not want to put in effort. I'm talking about the thing not working. You begin to say, I don't think this is for me. No, this marriage is not for me. My dear, the marriage is for you. You need to put in the work. You need to put in the work. You need to put in the resources. These are the things that will allow you to have a growth mindset. Now, let's look at this. Look at yourself. How do you react to criticism? If you look at it, we have talked about putting effort into things. People that have fixed mindsets do not want to put effort into things. They just want things to happen for them. But people that have growth mindset, they put effort into things, and the moment they keep putting the effort, they begin to see the results. It is just like a compound interest. Then the number three things which we are looking at is, how do you react to criticism? One thing about people that has fixed mindset is this: they do not take criticism in a positive way. They feel threatened when someone criticizes them. For example, still in this book written by Carol Dweck, she said some African American students were told to write a particular essay, and one professor, I forgot his name, was told to, the man is a white, while the students were Black American students. The man is a white man. Was told to, the man would be the one that would be marking the script for them. So after they wrote their essay, they submitted, and as a professor, you would identify the wrong things, you would want to correct a lot of things, and by the time they returned the essay to some of the students, some of them were so bitter and said the man must be a racist. The man did not look at the essay very well, probably was rushing. Another one said he had a fixed mindset towards his write-up, so he didn't score him well. They said all this. Then another person also said, this man saw all that I did, and I think this is what I need to work on. Another person said, I could have done better. Okay, now I know this is how to do this. If you identify that when you are criticized about something, you always want to be the edge around yourself. You do not want to hear that you do not know how to do anything. That means you have a fixed mindset. But if you are criticized about something, you sit down with it and look at it. Oh, what am I doing wrong? Okay, I didn't do this right. Some of us, we are surrounded by people that massage our ego. We are surrounded by people that will tell you, you are always doing this and you always do it. Come on, keep doing it. You do not have people who challenge you to do new things. You do not have people who challenge you to exploit better ideas. You need to look at your environment. Okay, so for you to embrace a growth mindset, you need to love criticism. When you do something and you want to be accountable, you give whatever you do to someone to check for you, and the person say, oh, this is what you didn't do right, you could have done well here, you could have worn this clothes, you could have looked better here. When you see that as a pathway for you to grow and do better, that means you have a growth mindset. I remember when the first week I started, and one of my aunties told me and said there was some pronunciation that I was not pronouncing well. She called me and she expressed those words to me, that I should work on this, I should work on that, and I'm still definitely working on it. I could have bottled up and said, what does she mean? But because I know that criticism is my pathway to success. If I want to do better, you cannot say you can't know it all, because definitely you have people who knows more than you do. So you have to be open to criticism. Okay? Now, one other thing that we need to do is, so how should you develop a growth mindset? We have talked about the things you should look out for. If you do not like putting effort into something, the moment you are putting effort into it, you say, oh, this thing is a waste, I've just wasted my time. You love results more than you love the effort. You hate being criticized. You do not like to see possibility in something. That means you have a fixed mindset. But if you are someone, you embrace challenges. When you are criticized, you like to see the way out in that criticism and you like to work on it, then you are said to have a growth mindset. But we need to know that there are some areas in your life which you are trying to shade off. There are some areas in your life you are trying to shade off. You know that if I work on this thing, I would be better on this thing. The moment you begin to shade this thing off, it's a fixed mindset. But the moment you are ready to open up yourself to better ways of doing things, you will identify that, okay, if plan A does not work, there is plan B, there is plan C. Someone said there is plan A to Z. Plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, until you hit your desired result. So you don't just say, oh, I've tried my best with just 1 point and you decided to quit. No, that is not how it works. So think of one area in your life where you resist change. There is one particular area in your life where you resist change. When someone tells you something, you are always building an edge around you. You need, for example, is it learning a new skill, learning a new language, or learning to do something different? Probably at work, you have been asked to do some things and you feel, I do not want to do it, it's too hard. You need to change that mindset. What's stopping you? Ask yourself that question. What is stopping you? Be intentional and be sincere about it. What is that one step I can take to embrace growth? Because there is one particular book, I've forgotten the name of that book now. It said, man is a growth by law. Man, when I saw that statement, I was like, is this a mistake? Man is a growth by law. That is why you will see that naturally, people might grow by nature or they grow by nurture. But I tell you, it is better to grow by nurture, because when you grow by nurture, you do better than when you grow by nature. For example, again, there was one particular story that I heard. A farmer, a priest was walking on the roadside and he saw a very beautiful farm. And he stood and was admiring the farm. He saw the farmer working on the farm. And he said, wow, God really gave you a beautiful farm. The farmer looked at him and said, you need to see this farm when God was still using this farm. You know, the priest had to have a rethink. If you live your life to nature, the moment you leave a particular ground fallow, you do not till, you do not remove the grass, you do not do anything, you know the way it will look like. But the moment you decide to nurture it, so your mind is like that. Your mind can be that particular land. You need to nurture it. It is better to grow by nurture than to grow by nature. Another story that I heard was about two ladies. I've forgotten the name of their father now. I think they play tennis. They played tennis and they were interviewed, and one of them said the younger sister, no, there were three sisters. The younger sister is the best of them all. She's even like an award-winning tennis player. And they were interviewed and asked that why. The firstborn said while they were growing up, the younger sister was the worst. Like she did worse than every one of them. If you look at the story of successful people like Oprah Winfrey, like Michael Jordan, like Isaac Newton, like we have a lot of them. Beethoven, like what's the name of this man? Ellen Keller. We have, from the beginning of their life, they did not have a graceful childhood. They didn't have graceful childhood. But the moment they started growing up, they started seeing the possibilities concerning their lives. They started seeing the possibilities concerning their lives. And boom, they did well, better than people that were excelling in school. So I think one thing I would also want to say to young parents is that do not judge your children with the results they get from school. Oh, you are always stopping first in your class. That is not a criteria for someone to be successful in life. Someone that has, if you look at it, the people we celebrate today were not the best when they were in school. So you need to know that you need to embrace a growth mindset. Okay, so what are the steps for you to develop a growth mindset? Because that is your way, your pathway to success. Anyone that would always say, this is me, take me, or you leave me, they will leave you, because you will not go far in life. You need to look at yourself. Nobody will take you the way you are, especially if the way you are is not going to benefit you or benefit the person that you expect to take you. So what should you do? One thing you need to realize is that your brain is malleable. Your brain is flexible. Your brain has a neuroplastic. There is something about your brain that is called neuroplasticity. I hope I am correct. It talks about the flexibility, how it is flexible for the mind or for our brain to adapt to new situations, how it is flexible for our mind to adapt to new environments, how it is flexible for our mind to adapt to new habits. That is almost like the most powerful thing, because it definitely shows that the moment you are ready to be intentional, you would see definite results. You would see repeated results when you are ready. So your brain can grow, the brain can expand, the brain can do a lot of things that you can even imagine. When you have that mindset that you do not put a peg on yourself and say, no, this is who I am. I'm a shy person. I cannot speak to 5 people. I'm a shy person. You can't expect me to stand in front of 20 people and tell them what? What do you expect me to tell them? My friend, even if you are a shy person, you can still be someone that is confident. You can speak with people. That mindset that I am able to do it will send signal to your brain to begin to give you different options on how to go about it. Number 2 is that refrain from negative self-talk. Refrain from negative self-talk. You need to build a higher version of yourself. Build a very distinct self-awareness where you see yourself as you have this very good picture about yourself and you see lots of possibilities happening to you. Refrain from negative self-talk. When thoughts, if you were in the class when we talked about limiting beliefs, when thoughts drop into your mind, you do not allow them to sit. Oh, you acknowledge that they are there. But after acknowledging they are there, the next thing you do, you ask questions. Ask your mind questions. As those thoughts are dropping in your mind, you are not good enough. Ask a question. Am I really not good enough? What brought this mindset? What happened in the past that is making me to think I am not good enough? So refrain from negative self-talk. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I can't do this yet, but I can try. Instead of saying, I will never be able to do it, you say, I can't do it yet, but I can try. Instead of saying, I can never sell, Mike. It's something I can learn. It is a skill that you can learn. Refrain from negative self-talk. Move to what? Positive self-talk. I can do this. I can't do this yet, but I can learn. It is in the learning that you grow. It is in the learning that you expand your knowledge. Number 2 is view failure as. Somebody said view failure as learning, which means the acronym for fail means first attempt in learning. Acronym for fail means first attempt in learning. The moment you fail at something, that does not mean you are a failure. What happens to you does not define you. What you have experienced in the past does not define who you are. You have just learned a new way of not doing that thing. If Isaac Newton, is it Isaac Newton or Thomas Edison, can try to create bulb and failed 1,000 times, and he did it better 1,001 times, that means you do not have an excuse. So when you fail in anything, it means first attempt in learning. You are not a failure. You have just learned a new way of not doing that thing. Even if it's in a relationship, even if it's concerning your career, even if it's between you made a mistake with your friends or your parents, you have just learned a new way of not doing that thing that particularly. So you need to forgive yourself as quickly as possible. Then number 3, embrace challenges. Embrace challenges like they are your best friends. When new tasks are given to you, do not see them as problems. See them as opportunity for you to learn. So what I would advise for this week, give yourself a small challenge which you would like to go through. If it's you want to work on the way you consume social media, it is a challenge because some people cannot drop their phone for 1 hour. All right, so you can give yourself that challenge and see how you would go about it. And another thing is seek feedback. Seek feedback. Do not just always want to hear the good thing about you. Oh, you are so good. Oh, wow, you did so perfect. Learn to be with people that can tell you you didn't do this well. Learn to have that mindset that when someone tells you you could have done better, when you have that mindset, it creates a path for you to learn and do better. So always seek feedback. Do not seek feedback that will massage your ego. Not the feedback that would say, you did well, you tried. But seek feedback from people who will look into your eyes like this and tell you, you didn't do well. You could have done better. This is where you made a mistake. This is where I expected to do better. This is where I needed to do better. Seek feedback. Then the last one is surround yourself with growth-minded people. You cannot be in the midst of people that do not have anywhere they are going to. I tell you, we might, as many as we are in this world, some people do not have a destination. Everybody is moving, but not everyone has a future. The days when the Dangotes were investing in knowledge, when they were investing in their business, some people were also doing some things. And, time will separate all of our investment. When you invest well, time will separate the good investment from the bad investment. So you need to surround yourself with growth-minded people. People that want to grow. People that want to do better with themselves. Don't surround yourself with people that will tell you, because they cannot do that thing, they will tell you, better don't try it. When I did it, I didn't do it well. So if I cannot do it, who are you? Do not surround yourself with that kind of people. Your environment have a powerful effect on the way you think and on your mindset. Even the Bible said, as a man thinketh, so is he. So surround yourself with people that have a future, people that have places they want to go to. Even if you do not have them, that you can see them physically, you have a lot of people online that are doing great and mighty things. Follow them. Listen to their podcast, listen to their interviews, listen to what they do, how they grew. Somebody said that success leaves a clue. So listen to these people, surround yourself with them. So when you come online, your mind is receiving different positive signals and It prompts your action, prompts your behavior to want to do better with yourself. Okay? So that is what I have for you today. I really hope that you learned a lot from this. If the network was somehow, you can watch the video again. There is a lot in this video. You do not want to miss it, I tell you. So there is one particular thing I want to share with you, is that for the next 7 days, we need to be practical. For the next 7 days, identify one fixed mindset that you have. What is it on? Is it on relationship? Is it that you cannot make friends easily? Is it that you cannot talk with people? Is it that you cannot say, you cannot build a conversation appropriately without saying you mean as in, excuse me, Jennifer's words and vocabulary? So identify those places where you have a fixed mindset. Is it on your spiritual life? Is it concerning your marriage? Is it the way you think about your spouse? Is it the way you think about your children, your parents, your siblings? Whatever, there are some aspects in your life where you have a fixed mindset. Identify them, write them out, then replace it with a growth mindset alternative. For example, I am not good in writing, or I am not good in speaking. You can replace it with, I'm not good in speaking yet, but I can learn. I am not good in writing yet, but I can learn. I'm not good in speaking with people, but I can learn how to do it. In short, I'm not good in making content. I'm not going to be a good YouTuber, but I can learn how. I tell you, success in life is not about those who tried at once. It is about those who tried, failed so many times, but stood up, rise up again and again. So I am rooting for you. Build your growth mindset this week. Thank you so much for joining. Those have been going and coming. Thank you so much. Please like and share this video. It's very important. It means a lot to me. And on my YouTube page, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. Rest. See you again next week, Friday. Bye.